preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, thanking each and every one of you for coming back and joining me here once again in the theater. Now, I think it was Bing Crosby who said it best when he said, "Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams." Well, there's no need to dream thanks to this film, thanks to the Lifetime original movie we're going to discuss today. So let's get started. Today's film is, as I've already pointed out, a Lifetime original movie that was released on December 5th, 2015. It was directed by Peter Sullivan and written by Jennifer Notis Shapiro. The Flight Before Christmas. It stars Mayim Bialik, Ryan McPartlin, Roxana Ortega, Trilby Glover, Reginald Vell Johnson, Joe Marie Payton, and Brian Doyle Murray. And as our movie opens, Stephanie, who's played by Mayim Bialik, is preparing to move in with her boyfriend, Brian, who's played by Gib Gerard. However, just days before Christmas, he breaks up with her, leaving her heartbroken and homeless for the holidays. Stephanie decides to fly home to Connecticut in order to spend the holidays with her mother, Debbie, who's played by Candace Azara. Now, while she's on a red-eye flight the day before Christmas Eve, Stephanie finds herself seated next to Michael, who's played by Ryan McPartlin. And Michael is planning to propose to his long-term girlfriend, Courtney, who's played by Trilby Glover. All of a sudden, the pilot announces that an unexpected snowstorm is crossing the country, and things take a turn for the worse for Stephanie. The flight ends up being diverted to Bozeman, Montana, where a kind old man named Noel, played by Brian Doyle Murray, tells Stephanie about the town's bed and breakfast. Stephanie gives the establishment a call, and she speaks to Marie, played by Joe Marie Payton, who offers her the very last available room in the entire town. Now, despite their differences, Stephanie does a nice thing, a courteous thing, and she offers to share the room with Michael, where they end up arguing with one another over each other's relationship skills before they even attempt to get along. They go to the local diner together and they play games at the town's winter carnival before attending the local Christmas Eve dance that evening. As time goes on, they end up realizing that they are, of course, becoming attracted to each other. Upon returning from the dance, Joe, played by Reginald Vell Johnson, and Marie give Michael and Stephanie relationship advice. Not wanting to interfere with Michael's relationship, Stephanie sneaks out to the airport and leaves without telling him. He soon discovers her absence and immediately follows her to the airport. The two say goodbye before her flight, and Michael ends up breaking up with his girlfriend before searching for Stephanie online in order to reconnect with her. Come New Year's Eve, Michael calls Stephanie's office phone just to hear her voice on the messenger, while Stephanie visits his social media page. They're missing each other and hoping to meet again, and they each end up going to a local New Year's party. As Stephanie debates whether or not to even enter the party, Michael emerges as he's leaving the festivities. Michael tells Stephanie that he broke up with Courtney, and the two share a kiss after the New Year's countdown as our movie comes to its end. Now, as I've said a few times over our soft reopening, Christmas movies for me come down to one simple thing. Was I entertained? We all can admit that the plots are often void of depth because they want you to believe in the impossible, believe in the spirit of Christmas and the Christmas miracle, which for the record, I do. There are, of course, the rare cases, the exceptions to every rule, where a Christmas movie does possess depth, and when you've found one of those, you truly have found a gem. Now, this film does not possess that kind of depth, but I promise you we will get to one that does before the end of it. But it doesn't prevent it from being an enjoyable film. I felt like there was a solid chemistry between Stephanie and Michael, and it makes you root for them. You can sense their attraction long before they do. And if I'm being 100% honest with myself, the only reason why I added this film to my digital media library, aside from the fact that I believe it had a 99-cent price point when I purchased it on Vudu, which is now Fandango at home, it all came down to two actors, Reginald Vell Johnson and Jo Marie Payton. I, like many people my age, grew up watching Family Matters as part of ABC's TGIF lineup. So to see a Christmas movie with Carl and Harriet Winslow playing a married couple once again sealed the deal for me. Any Family Matters fan recognizes the chemistry that they had on the show, and none of it has been lost all of these years later. It's kind of like a warm cup of hot cocoa. It just soothes the soul and makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside to see them together on the screen once again. Now then, the bottom line here is, did I enjoy the film? Yes, absolutely. Will it become a yearly tradition for me? Probably not. Would I watch it again? Yes, however, it would depend on the situation. You know, who I'm showing it to, who I'm watching it with. When it comes to my rating for this film, I give it a very, very solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. But tell me, what do you guys think of The Flight Before Christmas? Have you seen it before? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that discourse, those interactions, those engagements that I'm always trying to get you, my loyal viewers, to participate with me in. And of course, until next time, when we return once again to the theater for another brand new episode of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. I have been your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams, thanking each and every one of you for joining me and tuning in. And I will catch you all next time.